Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Happy 2026, first and foremost. Welcome to Fightful Smackdown post-show review. We have a bunch of special guests here. We've got the beautiful, the illustrious lead investigator. No, that's my job. Sean Ross Sapp is here. And we have the special, talented, beautiful, and his beard connects. Jordon Lawrenz is here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sean has all the scoops for Smackdown. But before we get any of that, guys, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. It helps us with the algorithm over here on the YouTube. And now I'm going to stop yapping. Sean Ross Sapp, take it away.
Man, there was a lot that happened today. First, I want to welcome Jordan on. Kate is sidelined right now. We brought Jordan onto our team a couple months ago. This is going to be his first podcast with us. Of course, we want to wish him luck here. And by the way, Cresta, I'm just dropping this on you. I told Kate, I was like, listen, if you guys want to cover the show based on the international feed next week, you all are more than welcome to doing that show earlier, so you're not doing an 11 p.m. post show. But that's TBD. That's TBD right now. What isn't TBD? Bunch of the returns, bunch of the debuts. Now, ya boys at FightfulSelect.com, specifically WrestleVotes, reported today Brock Lesnar, Chad Gable, Randy Orton, Dominic Mysterio, Jacob Fatu, all scheduled to be in Saudi Arabia for Royal Rumble week. That's not it. Randy Orton popped back up tonight. A nice little bump for the SmackDown 3 hours. I've had a lot of people asking me, like, oh, where's he been? Like, is he about to retire? Is he hurt? Listen, the man's like 432 years old. He's not on the same schedule that he used to be on, and that's okay. But somebody who is back on the schedule, Matt Cardona, looks like he's back there. I have not got 100% confirmation that he's signed. Of course, I said, are you signed? He said, always ready with a Z, and then said, I'm not finished. If I know him the way that I think I know him, he'll probably want to, like, if he is signed, he's going to want to drop the titles that he has on the indies and stuff like that. Like, that is something that is important to him usually. But good to see him back, because he said that if he went back, he wasn't going to go back as Zack Ryder full time. Like, it just wasn't going to be something that he did. But I would be surprised if he wasn't signed here, because I don't know that this particular spot would have made a lot of sense otherwise. And Brian Myers on social media was speaking with some sort of finality, saying that, like, Matt Cardona's 2020 to 2025 run will be remembered. It looks like they're going to keep doing their podcast, because he said that in his tweet as well. But Matt Cardona is one of those guys that really stuck to his guns with TNA and said, I'm not going to sign a contract at all, period, ever. And like, they stopped using him for quite a while because of that, then brought him back over the last year or so. Got nothing but love for him. He's always given Fightful an awful lot of help and publicity in that sense, and done interviews with us and all that. Just very happy to see that. And also Jordynne Grace. So interesting element here, because I don't think that she thought she was going to get called up, period, ever, at all. I had predicted to her when we did our interview after last year, I was like, I think you get called up within a year. And it was a very unusual situation. Like, they brought her down to NXT, but like, she had to do technically like a class and all that stuff, and had to have a place down there and all that. And, you know, she's married with the dogs to another wrestler living states away, you know? So I had also reported that she was already on a main roster deal, or a main roster level deal. Now, when I say that, I mean, it's above the minimum contract of $350,000 that is standard for intro WWE wrestlers. So she'll be able to end that lease, get the hell out of Florida, and not have to worry about that. I'm sure she's honestly probably pretty excited about that. And now she's in segments with Chelsea Green and with Jade Cargill tonight. So WWE sources did tell me this was effectively a call-up. Same with Trick Williams. I mean, they pretty much confirmed as much for him, but that's been a long time coming. And I'll have more on the process of NXT talent and why so many people are still going through NXT in the coming days, weeks on Fightful Select. In about a day and a half, we are going to have Wrestle Kingdom coverage as well. SP3 and Lyric had a lot of news on that. For some reason, there's a bunch of New Japan fans that think that their favorite wrestling company is exempt from getting news reported on it, but we have a bunch of scoops there. There's going to be another name that pops up there that might surprise people at Wrestle Kingdom that hasn't been around in a while, but we had reported that they're bringing in people for Tanahashi's ceremony. Omega and Ospreay were announced after that. We announced a bunch of contracts are coming up. Drilla Maloney. We got Clark Connors and David Finlay of Bullet Club War Dogs, all of which are exploring their options as best I know. I'll have more on them on FightfulSelect.com this weekend. And Saturday, I'll have my Q&A show. But, by God, I just want to say, this was a pretty good SmackDown, and that is not a thing that I have said in a very long time. Thank you for taking the job, Cresta.
It went right to 3 hours as soon as I came back. I don't know if I got hoodwinked, but if it's going to be like this for whatever, I could take this. It wasn't a 10 out of 10. All right, pal.
Oh my God. We need to get the clown filter on here. Guys, I want to thank you all. That's how you can do it. You can do it like that Bailey Sarian girl who puts on makeup while she's doing murder stories, but it's you putting on clown makeup as you're reviewing SmackDown.
If this we get $444 to Cresta Star, looking at you, MJF, for Black Girl Wrestling and also the Cresta Star, I will do clown makeup live on stream while I review SmackDown. Not tonight. But next time, if we get that, all at the same time.
Guys, get in your super chats, get in your Humber chats. Please chat. Welcome Jordan to the show. Cresta, thank you so much.
Anytime, pal.
Yeah.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, now that the adult is gone, let's turn up and talk about SmackDown on January 2nd, 2026. Jordan, let me ask you, because before Sean left out of here, he said this was a pretty decent SmackDown, and I saw you shaking your head. I agree. Do you agree? What are your overall thoughts on SmackDown?
Couple good matches. We got some debuts, a lot of good backstage stuff. I mean, I think they set a lot of moving pieces for 2026, which is what you want out of a show like this. You got Randy Orton, Sami Zayn. They both want title shots. We've got the big title match next week with Cody. We learned that stipulation, got the final build to the match, blew off in a rivalry with a really good ambulance match, really good United States title match, great 8-woman tag. Like, this was all around a really solid show. And I mean, I don't think they'll be able to keep up at this pace for 3 hours for a whole year, but to start the year, you couldn't ask for much more.
No, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to second that completely. If this is where it is, because I don't think this is the best SmackDown it could have been. There were definitely parts where I felt that they were dragging along to fill time. That being said, this is a good start. I know Sean said they're not going to keep it up, but one can wrestle dream. I want to be a sports dreamer. And if you guys want to be a sports dreamer, like I said before, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on that channel. On this channel, don't forget to get in your super chats and your Humper chats over on humperchat.com. I will read it out loud. Myself and Jordan will give you our 2 cents that don't make a dollar about it. And that'll be awesome. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have 214,000 subscribers. It could be 215,000 with your vote or your subscription, more like it. We got the best $5.99 Patreon in the business. Go to Fightful Select. And I think that's all of the adult stuff. Oh, yeah, that's all the adult stuff we're going to do for right now. Got it on the pad here. We're going to talk about wrestling. We had so many call-ups. We had so many returns. Randy Orton returned. Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, he's officially Matt Cardona. Jordynne Grace got called up. Trick Williams got called up. Ray Phoenix returned. So many. Let's start off with the opening, since we're talking about people coming back in. We had a recap of Cody, Rhodes, and Drew, but we're going to get into that later because that was the overarching story of the night. We then have Miz hijacking the opening, being upsetty spaghetti that he didn't get his time in the sun. He said, "We are not moving on to 2026 without me airing my grievances about 2025. I should have tapped out John Cena. I gave my expertise to young superstars and I got entitlement back. He also said he got passed over for Marty Supreme and that it's not over Timothy Chalamet. And he also said, he who shall not be named. Wait, what does that say? I can't read my own handwriting. Lord have mercy. Either way, he was mad that Joe Hendry hijacked his whole jam. I was thinking that Joe Hendry was going to come out right then and there, but yet he did not. The Miz then runs down that he was 2-time WWE champion, 8-time Intercontinental champion, 10-time tag champion, first Grand Slam champion, and then Randall Keith Orton comes out. Before we get into the next part, what did you think about Miz hijacking the show?
I think you're talking about time fillers. I think this is one of them. I mean, he was out there for like 10 minutes. So I was like, oh boy, here we go. This is typical WWE. You're going to start the show 10, 15 minute, 20-minute promo. I was like, where is this going? Because if it, no offense to Joe Hendry, I love Joe Hendry, but if this was just another Joe Hendry appearance, I would have been like not a great start to the year. But then, yes, Randy Orton comes out much better, got a big ovation, crowd kind of sang along to his theme, kind of didn't. But either way, it was good to see him back. I didn't expect him to be back. I saw, obviously, he was going to be at the Rumble. We talked about that. But yeah, it was really good to see him back. And that's just a great way to start the year, having him come back. And obviously, everyone hates The Miz. So you're going to get him hitting the RKO on The Miz, which I know we'll talk about. And that's just great, feel-good way to start the year.
No, totally agree with when you said this was one of those moments that dragged. Literally in my notes, I said this segment is dragging. And then Randy Orton music's hit. And then it was giving Undertaker intro. Like, dang, you sauntering around the ring. Like you said, the crowd, they were singing, but they don't know the words.
No.
Ever since they did that with Edge, it's like
Don't
everyone
do
doesn't
it
need to have a
if you
sing-along
can't.
moment.
Yeah, if you don't know the words, don't sing, please.
Honestly, truly, we do get Randy Orton. Well, we get The Miz first, glazing Randy Orton, talk about we are locker room leaders. We are the gatekeepers. And Randy Orton's like, that looks good. Gets a microphone. And then Miz is like, we could be Miz KO. Randy Orton is like, and then RKO's him. Perfect way to end that segment. But I will say, I have to call out Corey Graves here. Because the crowd was chanting one more time. He picks up The Miz and then RKO's him, and Corey Graves says RKO out of nowhere. Literally, my brother in Christ. It was out of what?
The first one was Cole got the first one, but the second one, I thought he wasn't going to do it. They were stalling before the second one. Like Randy was really taking it all in. I mean, good for him. He deserves every ovation he gets, but they were stalling before that second one, and finally he did it before he walked out. And I was like, all right, there we go. Now we can end this. But good for Randy Orton. Glad to see him back. And then we saw him later in the show too, talk to Cody. So
I don't like to just proverbial drag people across glass. I will say that on the bright side, shout outs to The Miz. You are now such a heel where you're now opening the show and people hate you. Some people don't even get a reaction. So shout outs to The Miz opening the show. Also shout outs to Randy Orton coming back. I will say this dragged where other segments could have been better paced and a little longer where you didn't have to do this. That's just my 2 cents.
I agree.
Round this off with a Blind Raw. Vala, why you keep changing your name? You know I can't read. Miz back on TV now that it's 3 hours and he's talking about Timothy Chat Roulette.
Okay, that's a new one.
Oh boy, Randy didn't help either. That's crazy because I think that Randy Orton saved that segment.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of get what he's saying. Like the entrance took a little long. It was kind of Roman Reigns-y, Undertaker-y, as you said.
Yes.
But other than that, I mean, without Randy, that segment would have been a complete flop. So
no, I totally agree with that. He also was like, Joe Hendry, you're not going to bring back the tiny balls.
Oh my God. I was at a Raw years ago, like probably 3-4 years ago at this point, and Matt Riddle was doing the tiny balls thing with The Miz. So like I can't even begin to express how long this thing has been going on. And I mean, Miz will do anything to get on TV, to get people to laugh at him. Like I kudos to him for that, because he'll always be the brunt of the jokes. But my goodness, can we let it go? Like, how long are we gonna do this?
I'm going to try to be Kate here, y'all. I don't know how long we're going to do this, But if you don't want tiny balls, check out our sponsor, Blue Chew.
Here we go.
Wiener, come out and play. What are you going to do when it's not ready? What are you going to do when the performance isn't there? Don't even worry about it. I got you covered. Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL. Be ready whenever she needs it. Get your first month of Blue Chew free. Use that code FIGHTFUL. Great sex just a few clicks away. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with a licensed medical provider, and once approved, you get your prescription in days. No in-person doctor's visits. No awkward conversation. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. Made in the USA. Shipped directly to your door so you can deliver it to whatever door you want to. Whatever door she wants to. Make life easier by getting harder. And discover your options at BlueChew.com. We got that great deal going for you. As always, try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use the promo code FIGHTFUL. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code FIGHTFUL. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And thank you to Blue Chew for sponsoring our show.
BlueChew.com, code FIGHTFUL, a tag team made in the bedroom. But our next segment is backstage with the Kabuki Warriors and the Bougie Bullies. I'm not sure if that's their official name, but I think that's better than anything else.
Pretty good. We'll call them
they're
that.
going to come up with.
Yeah.
This is a pretty standard, yeah, we're the bad guys, but we're not really your friends. The best part of this was Asuka said, I would love to owe you a beating. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, I thought it was going to lead to like dissension for them losing the 8-woman tag coming up. It really didn't. There really wasn't anything. But yeah, I mean, I like Nia and Lash as a pairing. I think it's good. Kyrie was funny at the end. So I'll take Kabuki Warriors on the TV any day of the week.
10 out of 10. Then that actually leads right into the 8-woman tag match, which was Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors, consisting of Asuka and Kairi Sane. And those are the tag team champions, by the way. And their tag team partners, the Bougie Bullies, Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Let me tell you something about one Lash Legend. I'm so happy for this girl. I think that for an NXT call-up, for someone who was on TNA fighting for the TNA tag titles, whose partner got released, for her to be now in like not so much the main event scene, but in the same ring as Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, come on now, and not even like being a slouch. She's a good big girl. I think her and Nia together, this pairing, I didn't know I needed it, but it is exactly everything that I needed. This whole match, anytime Lash was in there with Alexa Bliss got squished. I felt so bad for her, but it is par for the course. She picked up Alexa Bliss from some arm grab into like a deadlift and then threw the girl. OSHA violation. You can't tell me anything. There was a natural selection onto Nia Jax at some point because there was a hot tag to Charlotte. And then she hits her with a moonsault, but it only leads to 2. In the end, there's a whole bunch of kerfuffle going on where Io Sky gets tag teamed. The Kabuki Warriors collide. Rhea Ripley gets a hot tag. She clotheslines both the Kabuki Warriors. The Riptide is stopped by Nia Jax. Oh, Jesus. The Riptide is stopped by Nia Jax. Flair gets the tag in. The girls start fighting, but it ends up with Kairi Sane, because of course Kairi Sane was here to take the pin. Gets a headbutt from Rhea Ripley, then into a Riptide. Io Sky then gets the tag over the moonsault. Io Sky pins Kairi Sane. What do you think of this match before I give you any of my opinion further?
I thought it was good. I mean, it's basically a redo of the War Games without the cages and without Becky and AJ, but it was a good match. They got, 3 segments? There was 2 commercials in this. So, I mean, they really got some time, which is great because they needed it. They deserved it for a match like this, too. This is your typical, like, all-star tag, sets up the tag title match on Monday. So, pretty expected outcome. I didn't think there was any way where the good girls were losing, especially with like I said, Rhea and Io getting the title shot on Monday. But yeah, I mean, Lash, that kick on Io before the first commercial, my goodness, like that was brutal. And then the expected pin, Kyrie always taking the pin. That's what she's there for, but she's good at it. She always recovers, so it's fine. But I enjoyed this match. I thought it was a little basic at times, but when it picked up, and it was really good. So overall, solid grade for me. I mean, it's first match of the year for SmackDown. You got 8 of the best women on the entire roster together. So I think they worked really well together, and it served a purpose, and it was good.
Even though I think the storyline is a little wonky, making enemies or pretty much your whole tag division be in a tag match, I agree with what you said. I think it's a great way to start the year. You've got all of like your big women, up and coming women, and women who are already in the upper echelon in your match. I think while it does, I don't think it pushes the story forward necessarily. It does give people who like to say, new year, new me, I'm gonna watch wrestling. A good showcase of what the women's division can bring. I also want to shout out that figure 8 on Asuka, and then Kairi Sane hit that insane elbow, and Charlotte Flair's back looked like a literal bridge. I was like, you're gonna break this woman's back. That was gnarly.
She's been so good, Charlotte, in these past couple of months. Like, this Alexa team has done wonders for her. And I mean, the match was good for the sake that like they're actually putting stock in the tag division, but it's just crazy that they only ever do so when it's just thrown together teams of megastars. Like Charlotte and Alexa came out of nowhere. Rhea and Io came out of nowhere. Like Kabuki Warriors, obviously they're an established thing. But hey, I mean, we'll take it at this point. If you're gonna actually care about the tag titles and put in this work, works for me.
No, totally agreed. Listen. The bar is dead. Stop trying to make Franken teams happen. And if you are going to make Franken teams happen, actually make it happen. If not, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't want segments in between entrances. Because when Io Sky and Rhea Ripley came out, I think they cut to commercial. And when they came back from commercial, we were backstage with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And Randy tells Cody, once you beat Drew, I'm coming for your title. Nick Aldis comes out and says, Drew is here, and he's going to tell you about the 3 stages of hell. After Cody was like, yo, where's Drew at? I've had it. Nick Aldis keeps reminding Cody Rhodes of the no physical contact and says, as your friend and colleague, I'd hate to see that happen. What are your thoughts on that?
They kept building on the whole "Where's Drew" thing all night long. I mean, we'll get to the segment obviously later with security and everything, but
we can do it now right after this segment because it's not like it's the main event. We could.
That's true.
It's our show. We can do what we want.
That's fine. Works for me. But I mean, I like Randy telling Cody, "Hey, I'm coming for your title, whether you like it or not." Like that was good because WWE always struggles with the good guy versus good guy stuff. They always overcomplicate it. It's as simple as, "Hey, I'm your friend. You have the title. I want the title." Like if it's that simple, it's that simple. It's really not that hard. But yeah, the Nick Aldis stuff. I mean, every time it happens later with Sammy with Cody, every time Cody's talking to someone, Nick Aldis is just right behind him every single time. Like, let this man speak. He's the champ for a reason. He can do what he wants. But no, Nick Aldis is always there. So he's always lurking.
Brother. We're going to talk about the Sami Zayn promo, and then we're going to talk about the next Cody promo because it all leads together, y'all.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So keep in mind now, Cody's already talked to Randy about getting the title. Later on in the evening, Sami Zayn does come out and he talks about how beautiful it was to watch John Cena's last match as a fan in the stands with his kid. And his kid is like, Baba, where's your titles? And it's, ugh. Once he started telling the kid story, I was like, don't retire, please.
No.
But then he was like, well, I want to win one too. I was like, come on, Sami Zayn. Oh, wait, Cody's shit. Dang, Cody, it's hard out here for a pimp, quite literally. And as soon as Sami said, last year I made myself sick and crazy talking about it. This year, I'm going to do it. And unfortunately for him, one of the coolest heels in WWE came out, and it was Trick Williams in his all-white fur coat and his lemon pepper steppers in the all-white. As much as you said that WWE has a problem with the good guy versus the good guy, to their detriment, compliment?
Mm,
You guys make cool heels. I'm
yeah.
supposed to boo Trick Williams, but after watching him in TNA and NXT, whoop that Trick. Hey, what? That's not helpful. We're supposed to be booing this guy who is interrupting Sami Zayn, who just told us a story like, Daddy, how come you suck? Bro, we should not be singing whoop that Trick. Bro, Trick Williams comes out the gate hot, disrespectful, and says that Nick Aldis called him and said he called 1-800 whoop that, which I thought was okay.
That's funny.
Pretty funny. Sammy goes to speak, and then Trick says, I wasn't done talking. That's Sami Zayn. Watch your mouth, pal. He starts talking in the third person that Trick is a grown-ass man, and Trick do what he want. So Trick is here, and he's not going to take almost 20 years to get the job done and be an almost man like you, Sami Zayn. To which Sami Zayn responded the best way I think anyone in his position could. You're not the first guy to come in here and say that. You're not the last guy. Oh, you think you're the only guy with muscles? This guy with more muscles than you in the back. So since you need to be humbled, I'm going to humble you next week. Okay? Boom. What did you think about this segment with Sami Zayn and Trick Williams?
I wasn't sure where we were going with the whole Sami Zayn stuff. I mean, I was certainly hoping it wasn't going to be the retirement route. But yeah, I like the good fiery babyface promo. I'm going to get your title. I'm going to win a world title finally. I mean, if they actually put some stock in him and rebuild him a little bit, like he certainly can do that. He was stuck in the bloodline vortex for so long. Like it's going to take some time for everyone to get back on the Sami Zayn bandwagon. I've always been on it. I love him to death. Like he's absolutely one of my favorites. And then you got Trick Williams coming out. Like you said, how can you boo this guy? Like you're going to put him up against one of the top. Everyone loves Sami Zayn, but still you got Trick Williams on the other side. It's like, this is the coolest guy in the world. Like, especially for someone who doesn't watch NXT and like has never seen him or any of his TNA. I think the TNA stuff like really helped him get his confidence. I don't want to say back, but he was treading water in NXT for so long. It was like once he went to TNA, he became a main guy there. Like I think he just really got that back, and it's just connect. TNA had some big crowds when he was main eventing. Like those were bigger than NXT is drawing. So I think Trick Williams is at an all-time high right now. They called him up at the perfect time. Like he's got his soon-to-be wife on the roster now, Lash Legend. Like, I mean, everything is going right for this guy, and I think 2026 is going to be huge for Trick Willie, and rightfully so. We'll talk about their building to the match with Phoenix next week. That's his debut. I don't know how you book that one. I don't know who loses that. I don't know who's getting involved there.
Somebody's getting screwed. Somebody's cheating.
Yeah.
Somebody got to cheat.
I mean, I guess Phoenix can take the fall, but like in his first match back, I don't know. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, if you want to put Trick Williams over, like put him over. He can cheat. Something can happen. Sammy can come out and be like, hey, I don't like that. What are you doing, man? I don't know. There's the options.
No, I agree with that. Trick could absolutely cheat. It's well within his wheelhouse. He's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
It's just that he's a cool piece of crap. He's a shiny piece of garbage. Trick Williams he's too good. He's too good. But before we get into the full Trick Williams glaze fest, the reason why we talk about the Sami Zayn promo is because before we get into the last match, we do have the segment where Cody Rhodes comes out and says, brother, Drew McIntyre, I'm sick of this guy. So before that, he's backstage and he sees Sami Zayn and he's like, wow, everyone's got their true feelings coming out tonight. You want to challenge me? I respect it too, but also Cody, heavy as the head that wears the crown, pal. What did you think? Like, come on. Right. You said this to Roman. You were saying this when you were chasing. So what did you think was going to happen? And Sammy hit him with hey, I'm just being honest. Like, what do you want me to do?
No, Cody wants to be a fighting champ. You got to face your friends. I don't know what to tell you.
And then Nick Aldis pops out the back, is like, hi, guys. And I don't know if you watched the show last week, but I'm going to stand 10 toes down again. Nick Aldis is the worst manager you could ever have, bro.
I mean, as an on-screen guy, he's funny. I like him. But, like, if you're in Cody Rhodes' shoes, you don't want this guy breathing down your neck. Like, he's everywhere all the time, constantly.
Beyond that, bro, you keep reminding Cody, it'd be a shame if you hit him. It'd be a shame if you... Drew is literally violating me, bro. Do your job. He's literally violating my person, my bus, my dead dad. Yo, something's gotta give. Something.
Hmm?
Why am I getting yelled at? It's this guy. You gotta remind me. Where's the repercussions for him? He B&E breaking entry to my bus.
The double standards is pretty funny. Also, the fact, I know live shows, house shows are always non-canon or whatever, but the fact that they're wrestling on house shows this last week is really funny. Where, hey, you can't touch them, but if you were in, I don't know, Jacksonville or wherever they were, just had a house show, they're fighting each other. So it's just kind of funny.
Honestly, sometimes we needed to keep it a little jazzy
Right?
in the
Who
wrestling
cares?
world. Who cares?
Who
So
cares?
that segment leads into Cody going out to the ring and calls out Drew with his famous "So what do you guys want to talk about?" Which I was like, okay. I said, it's time for the Reverend Corderis Vontavious Rhodes sermon. And that's what he gave us. He said, I get here at 2 p.m. because I want the people to see me seeing them, because I know what it's like to be the champion. He was like, I want people to be hungry for it, but I also know people get jealous. And Drew McIntyre, you reek of envy. I was like, okay. But if you know this, how you mad people are okay anyway. So he was like, I just read what I wrote and I had to pause for a second. When Cody says, you think the guys know me in the back, you think when the Unreal cameras are getting a real moment. I said, not to admit you work in the Unreal cameras.
Right. I didn't. The line went right over me, but it's just this is the era we live in. This is what we're dealing with.
Unreal is in the title. It's not real, but the fact that you're admitting it on TV, brother,
doesn't matter anymore. Dusty's rolling around right now. Like, son, what did you just say?
Too funny. He says, Drew, you reek of envy, and I cannot wait for this fight. He said, when I look at you, Drew, I see lunch. And I'm like, I don't know. He's been breaking your ankles the last 2 times, but I like you, Cody, but I don't know. Drew's he's been breaking you. You are the champion. He said, I'm the man around here. He has to say, I'm the man around here. And then Drew says, bro, in wrestling and all the shades of gray, you are as vanilla as they come. True. Listen, I like Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
But besides looking like Homelander, doesn't he look like, gee golly, wish G Williker, we're sure going to go beat those guys and through the power of friendship, bro. Yeah.
When it comes with guys in a suit and tie wearing a belt representing the company, I mean, doesn't get much more Cody Rhodes than Cody Rhodes. So,
bro, you're vanilla ice cream. No beans in the vanilla, just vanilla ice cream. Soft serve, not even
love
hot.
him to death, but like, come on.
Truly. And he was like, when he said, I was like, okay, Cody, he kind of got you. He got you there.
Yeah.
Drew gives out the 3 stipulations. First is a straight wrestling match. I know Jack Sabre Jr. somewhere punching the sky. Next one is falls count anywhere. Third one is a steel cage. Then he says, you know what, champ? We're about to have a lesson in self-control. Because while you in that ring, I was on your bus, touching your stuff, where your kid sleeps.
Going to the bathroom on your bus.
Put my feet up on your bus. And he said, yo, out of all your gifts, I found this one, and pulls up a picture of his daddy. The next diabolical line, he says, I know he's looking up at us. What do you mean he's looking at from hell?
That was good. That was good. Because if you're not even thinking, right? Like some people are just like, no, looking up. He's not looking down. He's looking up. That was good stuff from Drew.
Andrew McIntyre, you telling me Dusty in the same place Hogan at? That's not right. You are not nice.
They're buddy down there.
So when he pulls out, Cody is also an unreal wrestler. I don't care what anyone says. I love him, but he's so unreal. He pulls out the photo of him and Dusty and then throws it to the ground. And Cody does this old man unbelievable run where he's like double time over Femi, where I'm gonna do it, like
strut, walk, run to the back. Like, oh my God.
No urgency whatsoever to get to the back. And by the time he gets there, it's literally, which way did he go? Which way did he? And they're like, he's not back here. Here's Nick Aldis again.
No, with all the security guards this time too.
Brother, to turn around to see Drew in the ring talk about too slow. what if I set this on fire? So not only did the photo not catch on fire the first time, now Cody is sauntering back to the ring. This was some Benny Hill cue the this was carny shit, complimentary. I was sports entertained. I was very sports entertained. This was stupid as hell, but I was sports entertained. For Drew to end up at the end kneeling in front of him like, do something. And you see Nick Aldis back like, oh no.
Like never would have expected this to happen.
Nick Aldis is the worst manager. I know y'all gave complaints to Adam Pearce, but Nick Aldis is instigating, only giving punishment to the guy who's your champion. And there's a literal Scottish psychopath. What are we doing? What did you think of this Cody segment? Why should Nick Aldis be fired?
The double burning of the picture was really funny. You got the one side doesn't catch on fire, so you got to go to the other side. Felt like 2 minutes to get the thing to catch on fire, and finally you just threw it in the trash. He was like, good enough. They got their shot. They got the shot of it burning with Cody trying to fight in the ring. He wasn't really fighting that hard. Like, you're telling me Cody can't take on these punk security guards? Like, come on. But no, I get it. I mean, that's the story. That's what we were doing, and it was kind of backwards to me how Cody comes out to the ring and like needs Drew to tell him the stipulations, but that's what they were building to, right? Like in the back, where's Drew? Where's Drew? I need to know. And then finally Cody's like, I'm sick of it. I'm just going to go get him. But I mean, normal match, falls count anywhere, steel cage. I can tell you exactly how this is going to go. Drew's going to get himself disqualified in the first fall. He's going to hit him with the chair or the belt, whatever it is. Drew's going to win fall 2. Then they're going to go to the cage. It's probably going to be as basic as it gets, but it'll be good because it's Cody and it's Drew. I mean, their matches haven't really lived up to the hype so far, but I think this will be a good way to go out. Kind of random. You have an ambulance match and then 3 stages of hell match on SmackDown back-to-back weeks, but like, we'll take it. I mean, we're not complaining. So I think the cage part will be good. It's just a matter of getting there first. So overall segment was fine. Did its job. It's basic bad guy, tricks the good guy, gets them all fired up. Wait till next week. They'll finally face off. But yeah, I'm just ready for this to get over with because Drew, I mean, he was good here, no doubt about it. But like Cody needs something new. Drew needs a win. They're going to finally get him a win in a Falls Count Anywhere match. But they're not putting the title on him. So at the end of the day, it's like, what was all of this for?
And Sami Zayn is not Sami Zayn, I apologize. Drew McIntyre is one of those guys that I do feel kind of bad for because when you had the title, if I'm not mistaken, it was during the Thunderdome. Ain't nobody was in no seats. There were figuratively, there were butts in seats, but not literally. And he's been chasing it. He's been chasing it ever since. Listen, I don't condone violence, but also I kind of agree with this. Cody, you got to do something because I feel like if Cody beats him straight, I think Cody needs to get just a touch violent. And just a
100%.
critique, just my opinion, this is kind of the same thing that happened in AEW, where this babyface good guy, Drew is pushing you to your limits. You can't just beat this guy straight, bro. In that Hell in a Cell, you got to give him some hell, bro. Like,
I wanted a first blood stipulation because, like, imagine the second fall was like first blood, and then it's like a steel cage or whatever. I mean, we knew that wasn't going to happen, but like, it's Cody. He could have politicked his way. He could have figured something out to get a little blood, and maybe we'll see it anyway. But I just needed a little more violence out of them. I don't know. I feel like they picked the 3 like safest, most basic stipulations they could, but I'm sure it'll still be good.
Yeah, no, it'll be good, and I agree with you that this is something that they both need to move on from. Drew needs to get some wins, and Cody needs to get either some new blood and not the same 4 or 5 guys. But I know it's gonna be CM Punk after. So, what can I do?
I mean, that's just they're stuck. Like the main event is always the same people over and over. Like if we could get a good Cody Randy WrestleMania match, I'm not complaining about that one bit. But you've got Damian Priest and Aleister Black fighting for 6 months over nothing, literal nothing, and then you have Cody and Drew for. Cody's beaten them 90 million times, but we're still here. We're still doing this. Like, it's just, we got to move on. We got to get some new stuff going on because it's just, and on Raw, not to talk about Raw, but at Punk and Braun, after their Raw match, that's not the last time they're facing each other. We're going to have that for 4 million more months because that's what we do. So that's just, we're stuck in this cycle right now and we need new, fresh stuff. And they bring the people up, Jordynne Grace, Trick Williams, like Matt Cardona's back, like all these people, they got them. They don't use them. That's the frustrating part.
Yeah, don't be afraid to use your younger guys. Look at Carmelo Hayes and how long it took for that. So,
Hey, but he's on top of the world right now.
I love Carmelo Hayes. We're going to get to that in a minute.
Yes.
Guys, our next segment, we talked about a lot. So we appreciate you guys jumping around with us. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Get your super chats and humper chats in. We will read them. Especially, we got a super chat in the wings about Kit Williams. We'll read that when we talk about, Kit Wilson, sorry. Yes. But we do have $5 from our good homie Jason saying Saturday night main event is in Montreal. If you want to get Trick booed, run him against Sammy in Montreal. That's
a good idea. That's what Saturday night's main event is for. You need like those undercard guys where it doesn't always have to be the main boring same titles over and over. Put a Sammy versus Trick on that. That's a really good match to have there.
No, totally agree with that. The next segment we get in chronological order is Nick Aldis backstage with Jordynne Grace. And Nick Aldis is saying how he wants to spice up SmackDown and he has big plans for it. And Jordynne Grace, he wants her to be a part of it. Where Chelsea Green walks in and she meets Jordynne Grace and he's like, meet Jordynne Grace. She's like, I know who you are. Because they worked in TNA together. Of course, these girls used to kill each other all the time. Yeah. And Chelsea says, get out of here. I don't care. And Grace is like, now decision's a little bit easier. Bam. Chelsea Green tries the 7 stages of grief: anger, bargain, denial. Nick Aldis, I don't want to wrestle Giulia. Why? Because I'm distraught. Why? Did you see the ending of Stranger Things? Girl, I love Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea Green is a fantastic talent.
And she meant that too. Like, that's not even to promote like the Raw crossover or anything. Like, she meant that in her soul too. She's the best. Like, she's hilarious.
I just feel bad that even though she's a joke, quote unquote, because a woman can wrestle, give her all her flowers. That being said, it's kind of sad that the most interesting the U.S. title is when it's on you. Kind of like the 24/7 on R-Truth. It wasn't interesting on anyone else.
That's true. They got to fix that. We'll talk about the match coming up. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea's gold. She's great, but they got to figure something out for her.
Totally agree. Next segment, so I could read this super chat, is Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson comes out and cuts a heel promo and says, you guys, toxic masculinity. Something about toxic masculinity, and I don't know. I'm a delicate flower. I don't know anything about toxic masculinity. And we have a super chat from Ryan says, stands up and clears throat. I liked Kit W's theme.
I agree.
It wasn't the worst thing I heard all night.
It's better than Matt Cardona's, that's for sure.
I was going to say it's better than Matt Cardona's.
Can't complain.
He cuts a promo, talk about, again, toxic masculinity. I don't know what he was talking about there. And then he said
amount of Buffalo references on the show was crazy. Like, in the first hour, we had like 5 of them. Like, I get it, guys. You got to get your cheap pop. But my gosh, the city name. Come up with something new, please.
As a New Yorker, nobody cared about Buffalo that much. So I was sports confused. I was very confused.
No one cares.
We do get woo, woo, woo. And Michael Cole starts to say that. And then it started playing. I thought they were going to play Always Ready. And then I don't know what came on. It sounded like, I'm going to keep that joke to myself. I don't know what came on, but it was not good. And I was sports offended. But hey, Matt Cardona got his name. That's Zack Ryder. Hey. Oh.
That's the good part. But like, he's got to be so mad about this song. Like, deep down, he is pressed about this. And I don't blame him because, I mean, he's always talked about at the end of his last run when he was with Kurt Hawkins, like their tag team theme was like the worst theme of his life. He hated it every second of it. And this, I mean, you'll get used to it, obviously. But like, maybe it was just like a filler. Maybe they didn't have something ready yet. Maybe they're working on something else. But yeah, this was not a good first impression. And it's just so confusing too. You just had this guy on the show 2 months ago with Zack Ryder. Now you're bringing him back as Matt Cardona. And like later, I mean, Cole called it the Rough Rider during the match. And then Graves is like, can we still call it that? And I was like, I don't know. You guys are supposed to know these things. And then they put like the graphics up later in the show during the main event of like the rundown of what happened. And it said Matt Cardona returns to WWE. And it's like, if you don't know Matt Cardona, you don't know. So little confusing the way they did this. The Zack Ryder return was fun. Now he's back as Matt Cardona. Good for him. Again, he's with his wife, Chelsea Green. They're on SmackDown together. So guys got to be on cloud 9, top of the world, but just so confusing how they did all of this. And I feel like it could have been so much more seamless.
Agreed. It also didn't help that Cole was calling Matt
Oh,
Zach interchangeably throughout the
he's
whole time.
he's something else. Like, he's so good. He's one of the best to ever do it, but sometimes when he's off, and he couldn't get it right.
Honestly, Matt and Zach sound a lot alike.
I mean, when you've called the guy Zack Ryder for how long, like, muscle
True.
memory, I get it, but yeah, oof, rough one.
I mean, this match was pretty standard. You knew what this was. They
Mm.
were drop kicking each other a lot. Rough Rider, Car Rider. It doesn't matter. Matt Cardona wins.
Yeah.
Poor Kit Wilson. And also, shout outs to I don't know if this is a shout out to you guys being facetious. They're like, this is the first win for Matt Cardona in WWE in 6 years. Yeah, because he wasn't here. What are you talking about?
Right. Like, is that some sort of losing streak joke? Is that I don't know. Triple H fed him that line for sure. He's like, hey, make sure you get this in on this guy, please.
Like, brother, like whatever, dude.
He hasn't been here.
Speaking of whatever, dude, we got a promo from Damian Priest with Kathy Kelly, and she asked him, what's it going to take to close this chapter with Aleister? He says, I speak for everyone. We're sick of this. Tonight, Aleister, you're going to the ER.
It was the most nothing 2 minutes fill time waster promo. Nothing got accomplished. Nothing mattered.
Great. Keep with that theme. That's how I felt about the Wyatt 6 promo right after that. I felt like, why are these two cutting promos on each other?
Yeah.
I need the Wyatt 6 to do what they were doing before the other. I need you to show up at people's house. I need you to break and entering into their dreams. I need y'all to do that. And again, Solo, man, there are so many other things you could do. I'm not cutting a promo on Solo because he's a joke. I'm just gonna break into your house. I will say, I did like the line where he's like, what do you know about family? You're not even with your real bloodline. You got some
good.
Tongans. You're a Samoan. I know what you are.
I think they're just trying to keep them apart until next week, like with the 8-man tag. But I don't know. They're like double backstage promo, and then Solo and them didn't even really respond. He was just like, yeah, we'll go get the tag titles. I was like, okay. Like, obviously they're gonna push this thing to Mania. They're gonna have like some crazy 6-man, 8-man, whatever, 10-man. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're gonna push it to Mania. It's gonna be a long stringing thing. So we're in for this for another 3 months. So they're just doing what they can.
You know, I think that there is a way that you could psychologically torture the MFTs. And you do see that. Is it the next? No, we talked about Sami Zayn. All right, we're going to skip ahead just a touch. There is a way to psychologically mess with the MFTs, because I think it is clear as anyone who is an enjoyer of sports entertainment that everyone in Gorillas of Destiny 2.0, even if you don't watch New Japan, they're going to turn on Solo. That is clear as day. I think there is a way to put a wedge there instead of cutting the promos back and forth in a style that's conducive to the MFTs. If I'm the Wyatt 6, I'm reminding Tamatonga Tangaloa who you used to be. Now you a lackey for a dude who can't do anything for you. Remember what you was doing before? What are we doing now? And now you got Jeff Cobb. What were you doing before, Jeff Cobb? Wait, that is Jeff Cobb. Yeah, that is Jeff Cobb. I think about it. What were you doing before, bro? You were really tearing it up in New Japan, and you're letting this guy who wear no shoes to the ring tell you what to do?
Jeff Cobb is Matanza and Lucha Underground is like my favorite person of all time, and now he's playing second fiddle to a guy who's never won a big match in his life. So you certainly got a point there.
I mean, you do see it. There is a backstage segment. I don't know where it is on my paper because I have so many things written. I do see it. There's a cut to where Tamatonga is just chilling, and then he turns, and here comes Shinsuke. I am not a regular enjoyer of New Japan. So I don't know if these two cross paths, used to wrestle, or whatever the case may be. But if you know, you know, and Tama does speak Japanese. That is something he's fluent in. So they have a conversation. Now, the guy who can't speak Japanese is going to ask you, what's that? That's your boss? This your king? Point well taken. He says to Tama, yo, what was that? And he's like, it's nothing. Brother, listen, we're not gonna get John Moxley getting killed out the Death Rise, but we're gonna get Solo Sikoa getting killed out the MFTs.
Works for me. I mean, I just feel like they're going to be nothing without him because they're just going to kind of like shove him to the side and it'll just be like a nothing act. But Solo kind of needs to be his own thing at this point anyway. So the sooner we get there, the better. The sooner we leave all of the bloodline stuff behind, the better we're going to be because it's been 4 million years too long. And I don't care if we're in the bottom of the third inning, as Paul Heyman would say, or whatever. Like, it's time to wrap it up.
This is like the sequel to the sequel that nobody asked for.
No, we don't need it.
Because I get what you're trying to do with Solo, but I said this before and I'll say it again. I firmly believe the Usos thrive in a comedy loosey-goosey situation. He's so funny. He is. He can be serious, but you also got to let him be funny. He's so funny. Let him be funny. Let him be funny. And I think you've got gold there, but you're trying to force Roman Reigns 2.0. But with all due respect, 2.0 with no heater. There's no Paul Heyman there. You don't even got a Stokely Hathaway. Not even a Zelina Vega to heat them up because with all due respect to Solo Sikoa, I'm not afraid of you. You don't cut promos in a way that make me be like, or even like, damn, you spitting. Nah, man, he's a funny guy. And it's worse to get beat up by a funny guy.
He's just done nothing. That's the problem. If he's had like some big wins under his belt or anything, like it would be good, but nothing he's done mattered. Like I saw there was a tweet one time. It was like Solo was born to be a mid-card, love it, fun, like comedy baby face, but they've shoved him into this role and it's just not working. And the sooner they realize that and the sooner they go, like this guy could be doing a lot of things and making a lot of money as just a third match on the show. Hey, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to make kids laugh. And that's all you need sometimes. Like you're set for life if you can do that in WWE, but they're trying to force this down our throats and it's just not like, it's not working.
Not absolute cinema, absolute dog. No thanks, pal.
It's bad.
So we already talked about the Sami Zayn segment. After that Sami Zayn segment, Carmelo Hayes, they have a little replay of him winning against Ilya Dragunov, which was an amazing match, by the way. So Ilya Dragunov approaches Carmelo Hayes and says, it's not the outcome I wanted, but you gave me hell. And that's what we were supposed to be doing. We were supposed to be beating each other, but that's what we're supposed to be doing. Carmelo Hayes starts walking to the ring and then he sees The Miz. Yo, if I'm The Miz after tonight, I'm coming, everybody getting slapped.
It's
That's
over.
how I see you at work.
It's
everybody
over.
Getting slapped. Everybody. Because he looks at The Miz, Carmelo Hayes, and says, yo, Miz, I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like, without your guidance and your mentorship, I don't think I'd be where I'm at right now. And Miz was like, finally, some motherfucking respect. That's what I deserve. And then Carmelo Hayes says, also, thanks to you, once you left me alone, I want this. And if he could do the Ricochet laugh, he would.
Yeah.
He would have done the Ricochet laugh.
It's a good spot for it. The Miz stuff all night. Like I said, he's just there to be made fun of and beat up, and he takes it better than anyone else. But yeah, thank God we finally got Melo away from him because we're night and day difference.
I thought Miz was gonna cheat for like mess up whatever Melo got going on, especially tonight with the Johnny Gargano match. Before we go further, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our longtime supporters, Meet Normus. It is now Meet birthday. Acknowledge me. Happy birthday, Meet Normus.
Happy birthday.
I hope instead of a birthday cake, you get a meat pie.
Oh, good idea.
Period. All right. Boom. We're backstage again with Rey Fenix and Nick Aldis. And Nick Aldis is like, yo, Rey Fenix, I'm so happy that you're back. I'm glad that you're all healed up. And here come Trick Williams again in this all white coat tonight fried me. Because why? I understand it's a new year. Well, why? It was cooking me all night. He is like, Trick got a problem. Trick, you see how Trick got disrespected?
It's a good impression. It works.
I mean, Trick reminds me of a few people, and I can't pinpoint it, but one of them is The Rock.
Oh,
The other
yeah.
one's Booker T, and I can't place the third. But that's who Trick Williams reminds me of. And once I find out the third person, I'll tweet it. But it's definitely, you saw how they treated Trick Williams, Tricky Willie, Tricky A. That man, Sami Zayn, he was so rude to me. Like, I'm not the prodigy. Like, I'm not the star. Like, yo, Trick Williams, relax. You just got here.
Right.
Your all white fur.
They called him Trick Willie so many times tonight. I thought they were changing his name. Like, that's like almost all they referred him to. And I was like, come on, let's leave the name. And they did, thank God. But next week.
Next week is going to be Rey Fenix versus Trick Williams. Mind you, that segment happened when Johnny Gargano was already in the ring to face Trick Williams. I don't know why WWE does this. Just wait. Just have the segment before the people come out. I promise you we're not going to be mad about it. You could have that whole segment before and then have the people come out. Instead of having the one wrestler sitting in the ring like, well, I got to wait till they play this thing. And I'm just sitting here, standing looking stupid. You know what I mean?
He's got his wife to talk to him down there. But like, yeah, I think they're just like so worried about doing like 2 back-to-back segments in a row. They're like, how can we split this up? And once again, they just overcomplicate everything. It's so awkward too when they do especially when you're at a show, when they do the thing where guy makes his entrance and then we're at a commercial. Okay, 3.5 minutes. Let's just all sit in darkness while there's a wrestler in the ring just pacing around back and forth.
That part.
Horrible.
It's really silly. I will say, even though I'm not a Johnny Gargano fan, what the fuck was that music? Oh, his music was so bad tonight. Is that a new song?
That he came up to Rebel Heart, right?
It wasn't. It sounded like it was the beginning of it, but it was not.
I guess I wasn't paying that close attention to his song. I don't know then. He got no reaction, so that tells you how much these people care. Not that they don't care, it's just the songs. That's the problem. I mean, to be honest, they haven't cared about DIY for quite a while, and that's a problem in itself. But the music, once again, just time and time again, kills these guys.
Brother, and it's so crazy because, like, again, not a DIY fan at all. But in NXT, these were the guys. This was your Usos or your New Day for tag teams, and they haven't been able to find their footing. And I know for a fact Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are phenomenal wrestlers, but you wouldn't be able to tell by the way that they're booked. You could tell tonight with him versus Carmelo Hayes. Now, I won't lie. There were parts of this match that were very meh to me, but overall, this was a great match. Johnny Gargano is a phenomenal wrestler. It's just that I don't know. I think ever since he did the Way gimmick, they've been trying to find that funny magic again, and it's not working. I don't know.
He's best as just like an underdog baby face, but they already have Sami Zayn, so they're like, we can't have 2 of those. So he's kind of stuck right now. I mean, I like him with Candice. Obviously, they're always really good together. Him and Tommaso are the best. I've always loved them for years, but it's just, it sucks to see him getting no reactions, doing nothing, because the match wouldn't be meh if the crowd's involved. If they're into this thing, like this is a really, really good match, but they just weren't. They got into it more at the end, but obviously Miller retains as expected. There was really no shot of him losing this match, but if you're going to have a 3-hour SmackDown, you need good mid-card title. You need a good 15-minute match in the middle to eat up that chunk of time, because at the end of the day, it's still a wrestling show. You can have as many promo segments as you want, but you still have to have wrestling on the show. And this 2 really good sound wrestlers gave us really solid match. So overall, no complaints for me.
Yeah, like there were high spots, like when there was that slingshot spear from Johnny Gargano onto Carmelo Hayes. There was when he did the toe tap on his head. I was like, that's one of the worst moves, because that's so disrespectful, because you walk on the ground with those boots. You can put it on my forehead. No, pal. There was the Mellow slide. He slid through an air raid crash attempt, and I think countered it with a power bomb. Johnny Gargano eventually got the air raid crash. After Candice LeRae cheated, there was a yam back shuffle that followed that. But into that, I totally missed the sequence right before the end, because there was so much happening, I feel like, in the last third of it, that me trying to write and watch was
Can't do it.
Impossible. Not impossible, because it's doable, but impossible because I'm stupid. So
No
like,
way. Well, It was the way they always do these matches. It's like, you have to start so slow. We're going to take a commercial. Okay, pick it up a little bit. We're back from commercial. Oh, slow it down. You have another commercial. Okay, you got 5 minutes until the end of the match. And then they squeeze everything into the final 5 minutes. And like, sure, that's great. That's exciting. But sometimes the pacing of these matches is just really off. And I think that's what a lot of people complained about with Gargano in NXT when he was champ, especially like those matches with Cole and everything, where they're going 45 minutes kicking out of everything. Now you got him on the main roster, like losing with one finisher. So it's kind of a big 180, but also it's just, that's the spot he's in. And like I said, I really didn't have any complaints about this match. I thought it was good. They picked it up late, but it's just the SmackDown mid-card match next week, completely forgotten about.
True. I feel like no matter how good or no matter how bad these matches are, unfortunately, it's a mid-card SmackDown or a mid-card WWE match in general where it's like, you'll be all right. We'll do something else next week. Nobody will remember that. Hey, get your reps in. Carmelo Hayes does win with a huge first 48 into a larger nothing but net. He got so much air, or at least the way the camera was angled, he looked like he was flying. It was really so good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are rounding the last stretch. I am going to play an ad from one of our sponsors. Are you guys thinking about watching wrestling? Is wrestling too expensive? Our friends at NordVPN have got you over with the code FIGHTFUL.
There are so many reasons to check out nordvpn.com/Fightful. Let's go through a ton of them. Works on all operating systems and devices, even your router. Protect yourself on public Wi-Fi. Shield your data from snoops and criminals. Add extra layers of digital security to your life with the Password Manager, the File Encryption Tool, the Threat Protection Pro. It's the fastest VPN in the world. They've got a global server network, 24/7 tech support. And if you're a wrestling fan, oh man, are you in for it? All of the programs that WWE runs, you can watch with one Netflix account with nordvpn.com/Fightful. You can get pay-per-views at a much more affordable price. This service pays for itself in the money that you are going to save. nordvpn.com/Fightful.
Shout outs to NordVPN, always supporting us here at Fightful. Support NordVPN.
Support it. Watch the show in Berlin early next week.
Period. We're going to talk about this Aleister Black Zelina Vega promo. This is Zelina Vega stan account. So anything you guys are about to say, I'll just block you. I don't care. Okay? How about that? I will say I hate the program that all three of these people are in. But this promo from Aleister tonight was delivered. I believed it. I believed it. This was a good promo. I believed it. He said, sorry. He was like, you think that this is going to be over if I lose? This is over when I say it's over. You're a loser. He didn't say that part. But he's insinuating like, yeah, he's like, you're a big old softy loser. We got to bring that violence out of you, pal. And it's going to happen whether you like it or not. Do you have anything else to add about this promo?
It was good. I mean, it's obviously, I hope for everyone's sake, even though he lost, it is over because these two desperately need to move on. But yeah, really good stuff. I can't wait to see what he does next because obviously he's super talented and the crowd's still relatively into him. And it still feels like he's super fresh back in WWE. So he's got a lot of stuff that could still be done.
Yeah, agreed. I'm going to talk about my favorite promo of the night for fake reasons and for real reasons. This Jade Cargill backstage segment. Jade fries me because the way you look and the way you talk, 10 out of 10. But baby, what you be doing in the ring?
Oof.
That is not funny to me. Because the way she talks, you would swear she was Charlotte Flair.
Dude, there's just no, after all these years, I'm just dumbfounded how we're still at this point and it's still a conversation because everything else, she's got it, but you can't trust her in a WrestleMania match that's more than 10 minutes. No way.
Well, let me tell you, when Kathy Kelly said, there's been videos going around of you injuring Michin. Was that on purpose? She said, yeah, and who go check me?
That was a crazy question to ask, first of all, because like once again, house shows are non-canon. Like it doesn't matter. Like they never mention them, never bring them up. But all of a sudden we have an injury, so we'll just have Jade. We'll cover it up. And really good line though. What she said. I mean,
that's so real.
it
It
is.
fits
She
her
meant what she
character.
said.
What
Yeah,
you gonna
it
do
fit.
about it? And I injured her. So what
No
you
one-
gonna do?
No
None of
one's
these
gonna do anything.
pigeons are gonna tell me anything. And she said, speaking of pigeons, and it pointed at Jordynne Grace. I busted out laughing because I'm like, yo, that's not a pigeon. That's a
Not at
squirrel
all.
in a tank with muscles. She's gonna muscle buster you. Jordynne Grace at 5'2".
The height difference is crazy. So
I've seen her do it. I've seen her do
Oh
it.
yeah, 100%. Grace is the best. I mean, that she got a big spot tonight too, which is great. I mean, you got her with Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea lost the title, doesn't really matter anymore. But like, she's face to face with both of the champs, so they're immediately like putting her. They're all in on this girl, which is also crazy because she has won nothing in NXT. Every single time she gets a title match, she loses every time. She's been in like 10 title matches, I swear, loses all of them. But we're at this point, and she's great, so she deserves this rub.
Because you know what I'm thinking? What's going to happen here? Love Jade Cargill boots down the house, whatever pejorative that means you like it. I love it. But what you going to do when you wrestle Jordynne Grace? Because Jordynne Grace is going to do a wrestle. She's going to do a wrestle ramble. What?
We got a nice little 5-minute something. They can figure it out.
Man, I can't wait to see how that turns out. Listen, big meaty women slapping meat.
That's it. We'll take it right away. Saturday night's main event, Rumble, whatever. I don't care.
Yes, give us all of that. I'm just laughing. But Jade said, I injured her. And so what? You can't.
Where's Nick Aldis at this point? Like, this man's got to hold someone accountable for something. Like, come
Nick
on.
Aldis is the worst boss.
Oh, you injured someone on my roster? Here's a raise. Have a week off.
Sean paid Jade to injure Mia Yim. That's nasty work. That would be Shelton Benjamin, actually. I'm kidding. All right, we did the Drew McIntyre segment. And then we get the recap of that last segment with Drew McIntyre. And then we have the saddest match of the night. Chelsea Green losing her title to Giulia. Now I want Giulia to do something. I don't trust WWE to do something with Giulia.
No, this was horrible. Like, you've got two girls. Go give these girls 15 minutes in Stardom. Like, they're going to give you a really, really good match. And here they are on SmackDown, a 3-hour SmackDown, getting, I don't even know what they had, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. They didn't have a whole lot. They didn't really get to do much. Zero crowd reaction the whole time. Nobody cared about anything. And this is a show with like 4 matches. So you finally get to watch some people wrestle and you just like, meh. And obviously it's WWE's fault. What they've done with Giulia is horrible. Gonna put together a last minute US title match and take it off Chelsea again. Okay, like we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm still not sold on the Kiana and Giulia pairing. I don't really like it. I don't think it does anything for either of them. If you want to give Giulia like a mouthpiece, it's certainly not Kiana. Like that's really not the person you need. So I don't feel bad for Chelsea, I guess, because she's going to be just fine. Like she's going to get her TV time. She's going to be perfect no matter what. But I mean, please, like, do something with Giulia. Give her anyone. I don't really know who you give her though. That's like a good, credible match or rivalry. They failed a million times to do any sort of rivalry with this United States title belt for the women, other than like Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green. So I really don't know where this is going. I'm scared for Giulia because if you have another failed title reign this soon, fans are going to just completely give up if they haven't already, which is crazy. Like they just brought her up way too soon, way too fast, and just had nothing for her.
I think in Giulia's case that there is an argument that Giulia and Ilya Dragunov are very similar in the fact that they're very tough opponents. And she absolutely could do an open challenge. She absolutely could do like what Ilya was doing. Because I don't think Ilya really did too many promos. He just beat people ass for weeks on end. And it wasn't like none of Ilya's matches were bad. I don't want to jinx it, but I dare say he has the AJ Styles aura of, if you have a bad match with AJ Styles, it's you. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. But everyone he's wrestled, Dragunov, they both look like $1 million. There was match of the night every time they were on. So I think that there's a world where Giulia could do that with someone like Mia Yim, with someone like B-Fab. I don't know where I know where Mia Yim's wrestling capabilities are. I haven't seen B-Fab wrestle in 9,000 years. They don't give Zelina Vega time.
No.
Who else is in your undercard? Kiana James, who's with her, Alba Fire, Piper Niven, who's injured.
Candace, like, it's all heel stuff that's never going to work. That's the problem. There's no division on SmackDown, and now you've got Giulia back with the belt. Like, realistically, isn't this tonight heel too? Like, I was a little confused because Chelsea's like, you can cheer her, but I mean, it's just, they don't know what they're doing. They just literally have no idea. They're just throwing stuff together. They're like, oh, we got an extra hour to fill. We'll throw a title change in there. You guys got 5 minutes. Go for it.
Which is crazy because Chelsea has the same problem Trig has. She's too cool of a heel.
Yeah.
She's too cool. So even if you want to boo her, you can't. And if you want to cheer her, she's going to say something messed up in like 10 minutes.
Like, you have to cheer her in this match against Giulia, but also at the same time, like, they just weren't cheering for anyone. They just didn't care at all.
Yeah, if they cheered anything, it was Chelsea Green. And even then, that was like for a hot 5 seconds. It wasn't even like, whatever. I wish Giulia the best. I think there's a world where if she does the open challenges, that'll be what's best for her. But I haven't been too happy with WWE's women's undercard, if I'm being completely honest with you.
No, I agree. And they're doing good stuff with the IC title on Raw, but also that's only because Becky Lynch is involved. So, like, unless they have a main, like, unless they're going to do Giulia and Charlotte or something at WrestleMania, like, they have to put someone big in. And I love the mid-card title because it gives these other girls a shot. You would think it would, but it hasn't. Like, it just hasn't worked out that way.
Yeah.
So until they can figure that out, or just make it another, like, secondary title at this point, like, do Giulia and Alexa, do Giulia and Charlotte. Like, just, we need something fresh. We need something good. We need it quick because fans are not going to care about Giulia if this keeps up.
And I think the other issue is too, if we circle back down to the back around to the 8-women tag match, is you've got pretty much all your star power. Lash is well on her way, but you've got all your star power involved in this one thing. And unfortunately for you and us, you haven't built up any other woman. Chelsea Green got over in spite of what y'all gave her.
Yeah.
Chelsea Green got over regardless of what y'all were going to do. Zelina Vega was kind of doing that, and y'all were like, stop it. Put the belt back on Chelsea Green.
To be fair, Vega's good with Black, obviously, but, like, if you want to actually give her a shot as a wrestler, like, it's not going to be with him.
No, totally agree. And again, Zelina Vega stand here. I've seen her win tag titles in TNA. She could obviously be a tag star. I think the U.S. title is something perfect for her. She could do that. Don't even get me started on how you guys missed the ball when they were cheering her on in Puerto Rico with her versus Rhea Ripley. If you were ever going to do it, that was the time. That was the time. But I digress, like Taz would say. But if you don't build up your undercard, much like with the men, you're lucky you had an Ilya Dragunov and a Carmelo Hayes that can pop off at any moment. Because so can Gargano and Ciampa, but nobody's reacting to them. Kevin Owens is out. Like, you've got all these people that you can build up, but
right. Like, it's not even a diss on the women at this point because they're just dealing with the cards they were dealt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Johnny Gargano's not getting a reaction after the 6 years he put into NXT as the main guy, like, it's not the wrestlers, it's everything else. And it also, WWE fans just hate wrestling. So it doesn't matter if Giulia's the best women's wrestler in the world. Like, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a catchphrase or anything, they're going to not cheer for the Miz, but they're going to give the Miz a reaction way more than Giulia any day of the week. And Giulia would run laps around that guy. Like, it's not even close. So it sucks. It really does suck because she's so talented. And her and Kiana James, like, as a match, like, it just sounds horrible. Like, I don't even know where you go with her right now. I really don't.
Giulia needs a Paul Heyman. And that's really what it is. And the only woman I could think of who, in my opinion, is Zelina Vega. When she
Yeah.
was with Andrade, she was running these hoes down. She is such a good talker. Such a good talker. I think in the right circumstance, she could really be one of the mouthpieces. But also can understand if good sis wants to be a wrestler. I can understand why you
I
think she got to wrestle.
don't blame her one bit. Like, go for it, girl. But even if you put like, it would be so confusing at this point. But if you
Yeah.
put Chelsea with a girl like Giulia or something, like you just need someone to give her that extra motivation. Like that's what they did in the 80s. If you were with Bobby Heenan, you were set for life. Like
Yeah.
the managers aren't nearly as big of a thing now as they were back in the day. But for some people, you need them because there's no organic anything with the fan base to them if there's not anyone you can boo for any reason. If they're not chanting tiny balls, it doesn't matter. Like it's like I don't know what to say at this point.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Not wrong. Not wrong. Not
Like-
wrong. All right, guys. We got 2 more segments before the main event. I'm going to refresh the Humper Chats. Get in your Super Chats. Get in your Humper Chats. We are heading down the home stretch. The next segment, Chelsea Green, Giulia wins because she does a double underhook off the top rope. I think that's called a butterfly suplex. She rolls through with the double underhook into the Northern Lights bomb, and she's the new U.S. champion. Shablam. Next thing we have after that is backstage with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Kathy Kelly. They've been saying they've been wanting to beat up the Kabuki Warriors as a passive-aggressive thing with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Like, let me guess, you're going to say you wanted to be next to Natalia? And they're like, no, we would never say that. Very Disney Channel eyes music. It's very Disney Channel. What did you think about this?
It was funny. It was quick and moved for what it was. Like Alexa's like, no, we're just here to wish you good luck. And Charlotte's like, no, actually we want the next shot. So that would be a really good tag match. I mean, they're red hot in the tag division right now. So fun little backstage promo just to promote Raw, obviously.
It's an inoffensive and it didn't overstay its welcome.
No, not at all. It was good.
We then had another backstage with Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae. I think Aleister Black was already in the ring when this happened. I could be wrong. They're backstage. Fraxium is like, well, maybe Johnny Gargano, if he's without Tommaso Ciampa, you're a little beat. And maybe you'll stop being one now that your friend is gone. Axiom, is his name Axiom? Yeah, Axiom. Asked for his mask back. He says, my wife's mask. You got to ask my wife for it. It's like, yo, stop hiding behind your wife. He's like, I just happen to be standing here. That's funny. That was funny.
Yeah, it was good. Well, because like it's the old trick. What are you gonna do? Super kick my wife? Like you're not gonna touch my wife.
Yeah, you lucky that wasn't Randy Orton, because
That's true.
Your wife would have got super kicked, pal. It looks like there's gonna be a singles match between Axiom and Johnny Gargano next week for Axiom's mask. Which again, if we go back to me saying Nick Aldis should be fired, why do I have to wrestle for my property back?
Mm-hmm. I kind of forgot this was like still even going on at this point, but
also, what are we doing with Fraxium?
What are we doing with the Motor City Machine Guns? What are we doing with anyone?
Look what they've done to my boys.
These tag titles are held up on a faction war that doesn't need the belts at all. Like I genuinely forget half the time that Sabin and Shelley are still with this company, and it makes good for them. They're getting their paycheck. They're getting their paycheck, but and like in any world, DIY versus Fraxium is like A+, like such a good match. And here it's just go fill 10 minutes on SmackDown because now we got an extra hour. So
Cyclops, I love and respect you. Says it was a fun show tonight, but you couldn't tell by this pod. Good Lord.
It's funny because we started saying it was actually a pretty good show, but like once you actually like break things down, like obviously we're going to critique some things. So
it was by WWE standards.
Yeah,
this was a good show.
Right. I was halfway through. I was like, this really is 3 hours.
This really is 3 hours. It should have ended with Drew McIntyre dropping to his knees like Judas.
Yeah, that's. To be fair, the main event was good, and I know we're getting there, but they did end on a high note. But just some of the stuff in the middle, it's like, oof.
What can I do? I gotta be honest. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
Nothing wrong with that. These people didn't come to listen to us gas up everything and say, oh, they love Giulia.
I honestly, when it comes to wrestling, I love all the performers. I just wish that a lot of things when it comes to WWE were better booked. There are
Yeah.
things you could tighten up, that not everything has to be a banger, but like, I don't know. Man.
It's never on the wrestlers, like in WWE. It's never on the wrestlers. They've got some of the best in the world, and if they're not getting over, like, it's not their fault. I promise, it's not their fault.
Man, I've seen somebody get in a casket and make sweet love to a cadaver. I don't never blame the wrestlers.
Never.
I don't never blame the wrestlers.
Jey Uso is saying yeet every week, and Giulia can't buy a cheer or a boo or anything. So, I mean, like, where do we really stand is the question.
The only thing I blame is Jey Uso for doing this. They get into the ring and be like,
Well, let me actually restart my music in a War Games real quick. That'll solve everything.
Now that was sports entertainment derogatory.
You gotta draw the line
laugh,
somewhere.
I laugh though. Like,
No,
if
I
you're
get
gonna
it.
be super serious wrestling, be super serious wrestling. But if you're gonna give me carnival, baby, I'ma laugh.
They know their audience. That's the problem, is if the audience doesn't want wrestling in the middle of the wrestling show. So
You're not wrong. All right, guys, we're up to the last wrestling of the night. Your two sour grabs, Jordan and Cresta. Our main event is an ambulance match between Damian Priest and Aleister Black. They have been fighting, they said on commentary, for 6 months, and I audibly said, woof.
They said that multiple times through the night. They were like, this has been going on for half a year. And I was like, that's a good thing? Like, we're celebrating that? Two guys fighting over nothing. And they all of a sudden they mentioned it like 3 times. This is the 7th ambulance match in WWE history. Oh, this is the first ever ambulance match on Smackdown. Okay.
When they were like, and the most prolific one was Ryback. If I had a laptop, I would have closed them. I would have closed it. I would have closed my laptop. When you said it was John Cena versus
Like, what? I feel like John Cena's been in half of them. He faced Kane in one, I remember, one year. And then I couldn't tell you the rest of them.
Well, I will say that this match, I was sports entertained.
Yeah.
This crowd, New York, stay classy. Asking for tables 5 minutes into the match. Begging and pleading for tables.
They burned through the table spot during the commercial break, which was hilarious. Like, obviously they built to another one at the end, but
this match was your typical plunder. I like to fight. Rhea Ripley at one point pops out of the ambulance because shout outs to, I love a husband and wife team. A family that fights together stays together. Aleister Black is like, Selena, get the, I think he should have said get the table, because she got one. She got a table, she got a chair. And then when she went to go open up the ambulance, not Rhea Ripley popping out like, surprise, mother lover, let's go.
You knew something was going to happen with how slow like they were building to it. And I was like, oh, yeah, Rhea's got to be in everything. But she's like, everyone loved her. She's the most over thing on the show, so can't complain. And plus, they didn't overstay their welcome. Like, she went, beat up Zelina. I don't know why she had to beat her up in the ring, but beat her up in the ring, and then boom, they were gone.
You got to chase him away, because there's also the slight possibility that you could wake up, wife, help me cheat.
Yeah, not happening.
I get it. I will say, getting to the end spot, bro, not only did Aleister Black get thrown into a windshield, he got thrown off the top of the ambulance. The ambulance door would open in the front, so Damian went to the side, opened up the side door, checked the back door again, because he was going to throw him in the side. I firmly believe he was going to throw him in the side.
He didn't know what he was going to do. He's like, we got 1 minute. We got to get off. What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
So he finally gets him in the back, and respected Damian for closing all 3 doors, and he closed the side door first, so no one can say, well, nah. Damian said, heck y'all, I know how y'all give it up. I enjoyed this match. This match was sports entertainment. Jericho Appreciation Society, sports entertainment, but sports entertainment nonetheless. I love carny shit, like not derogatory, complimentary. This was fantastic. The fireball was so bad I laughed. This was great.
God.
It was great. It was great. I was sports entertained. What did you think about this, Jordan?
It was slow to start, and I was like, they're gonna like save on the plunder stuff because they've got the 3 stages of hell next week. But no, like they really came out strong at the end, and the fireball, my goodness. Like, do you not practice the fireball spot a million times to make sure you get it right? He like Black like, whoa, and then it didn't even happen yet, and then he had to do it again, and the wrestlers from like the 1980s would be so mad that a fireball spot isn't the end of the match, but when it looked this
True.
terrible, it can't be the end of the match. Like in no world could you end on that. And then Black like didn't even really sell the eye or anything the rest of the way, but that's also just a carbon copy repaint of what he did in AEW. He did the same thing with like the Mist where people get their eye done, but whatever. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I think the match was really good. The fake out where he kicks the what did he kick away? It was like one of those like stage things and then throws Black on the windshield was really, really good. That was a great spot. And then
Oh, where they keep
the
where they keep like the
crate,
supplies, that crate
yeah,
on wheels. That was
whatever it
pretty
was.
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw him on here." Actually, kicked that away, threw him on that, and then instead of ending the match, he's like, "We're gonna go on top of the ambulance because we need to end this on a bang." So it was really good. You got your high spot, you got your big win, and I mean, I think probably overall the best match on the show, and there's really no real competition for that. The women did their part, but you're not going to beat a ambulance match that they when they first started entrances, it was like Eastern time. It was like 10:30, 10:35, and I was like, "Oh, like they're getting half an hour. Like they're really
Yeah.
giving them a lot of time." Obviously, you have the commercials and everything, but this was a well-deserved, "Hey, you guys have been fighting for 6 months. Go out there for 20 minutes, beat each other up." And they started hot too. Like they went right into it and it was a great match. Finally can end this thing and move forward.
Yes. I see in the chat that said wasn't a fireball from Rollins why he went to AW with the I was getting ready to say, yep, he's a wizard, Harry. Aleister Black he's a necromancer, he's a wizard, he's a
He's
sorcerer,
everything.
he's all those spooky scared.
Good for him.
So honestly, I know I said the bar is dead, but I wouldn't hate an Aleister Damian tag team.
True, they could do some interesting stuff. I mean, they basically did a best of 7 for 6 months, even though they only wrestled like 3 times, so you move forward. I don't really know who you put them up. Motor City Machine Guns, there we go. There's
Oh,
our match.
please, man. Look what they did
We
to
got
my
it.
boys, man. But I mean, it would inject some life into it. Like, what the hell is Miro doing? Am I thinking Raw? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we
I
could
don't know.
totally do them with a tag team. Because what are your tag teams doing? Like you said too, you got your tag titles in some faction warfare, and that faction, neither one of them really need the title.
No, that was like when Roman had the belt for his year when all he was doing was doing the tag match and facing Jey Uso. Like, you didn't need the title for any of that. They just love using the title as a prop, and I also did think it was weird we're doing 2 fire spots in the same night. Like, I know the fireball is different than burning the photo, but they were kind of back to back, like, in the same hour. So I was like, "Oh, a little too much fire maybe," but I think I'm never gonna complain about a fireball spot, and a bad fireball spot is better than a good fireball spot because it's
Honestly,
hilarious. So, I thought it was pretty funny that it didn't work the first time.
like truly, and like sometimes when things go awry in wrestling, it can be really funny. And I think what worked in this case with the Damian Black match, these guys are very, very, very serious wrestlers.
Mhm.
That was a very unserious spot.
They look so silly all the time. Like, I know Jericho did one in AEW, and it was, like, nowhere near I don't even know who he did it with, but it was a backstage thing, and I was like, "Oh, boy," like but it's funny. It doesn't matter. It's wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to take everything so seriously. I know when you're in a blood feud for 6 months and, like, this is an ambulance match, like, you should probably take the fireball seriously, but you've just gotta come to learn, like, it's WWE. You just gotta accept it at this point. It's not their fault. Like, I'm sure they practiced it. I'm sure they had it, like, visioned up better, but
It's live, pal. You
yeah,
can't.
you
What
move
are you
on.
gonna do? Yeah. Like you said about the other mid-card match, no one will remember by next week when we get to the 3 stages of hell. It
No.
wasn't so offensive like Cody actually setting himself on fire, and it wasn't so bad like Eddie Kingston laid himself over somebody. I
Oh
think it was
my
Kenny
god.
Omega with the exploding dynamite just sparkling.
Yeah, the Moxley match at Revolution. Oh my god.
It wasn't
That
that bad. Overall,
mm,
again, a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I was sports
yeah.
entertained.
You had a couple good matches, like the 8-woman tag was good. I liked the US title the men's US title match. I liked the main event. Matt Cardona, Trick Williams, Jordynne Grace. Like, we've got so many people coming. This was more of a building show than a wrestling show, and for the first
Mhm.
show of the year, like, you need that because we have nothing, like literally nothing going into the Royal Rumble, which is what, like a couple weeks away at this point? Like
Oof,
there's
yeah.
nothing. And you have a Saturday night's main event too. So give me Sammy Trick on that Saturday night's main event. I think that's a good start. They'll probably do like Giulia versus Chelsea again because they don't know what they're doing. But I think overall, yeah, I don't want to say I had no complaints about the show because we kind of just grilled it for over an hour, but like it's just the little nitpicky things. You know what I mean? Like there's just so many little random things that always come back to get them. And some good matches on the show, good returns, built up to the world title match next week. Like next week should be solid. 8-man tag, Trick Williams debut against Phoenix, 3 stages of hell, probably Gargano versus Axiom. So it's just SmackDown doesn't need to be 3 hours. It's as simple as that. They've found their footing with Raw being like that 2.5 where they can go home whenever they want, and that's their specialty. But when you're on a network television, you can't do that. So they have to go the full 3 hours, and it is so hard. I can't even imagine to write 2 3-hour shows every single week, not even including NXT, not including your main event, and then you've got house shows back again. So there's just so much content right now, and I know content is king. You need the weekly content, but I just still don't think SmackDown needs to be 3 hours every week. This was good. This was a really good show to set the bar, but they're not going to be able to keep it up, especially going into WrestleMania. Like, there's just no way. They have all the talent they need. They have everything that they could ever dream of, but they just always mess little things up on these shows. And that's what hurts because it pains me so much to see Giulia and Chelsea Green go out there and just get nothing.
No, I agree. I think that no wrestling show outside of pay-per-view should be 3 hours.
No.
And if you're
Never.
going to make it 3 hours, I think that with the roster that WWE has, there is a way to showcase more people. And it's also a pacing issue. We already had the call and response. The Wyatt Six were responding to something the MFT said last week. That whole other interaction with Shinsuke and him, unnecessary. You know what I mean? There was a better way to shoehorn that in instead of right then and there during that. Because all he did was show up, say that, and then leave. Unnecessary. You could have put another match in there. Even the whole thing with Fraxium and DIY, I think that should have been after the Gargano match when we got back from commercial, rather than later on in the show when somebody else was in the ring. I think if you fix it or you clean up the pacing issues, it can help with it being 3 hours. And there is enough people where you absolutely can utilize all 3. Maximize your minutes. You can maximize your minutes effectively. The problem is there's pacing issues and there's storyline issues. So I like the show. I hope for the best. I hope that if this momentum keeps up, I think the 3 hours won't be that bad. It only started to feel like it was 3 hours when it hit that right before the ambulance match. Like, all right, brother.
Like, let's wrap this up. You have 5 matches on a 3-hour show, and 2 of them are well under 10 minutes. So that's just a WWE thing, though. Like, you're never going to get past that. They've got 4-hour pay-per-views and 4 matches. So this is the world we're in.
Well, guys, that's going to be it for this Friday Night SmackDown on January 2nd. It's now January 3rd on the East Coast if you are here. Jordynne, thank you so much for being here, standing in for the lovely Kate. We got Jordynne who's stealing Kate. I'm kidding. Jordynne, where can the people find you and what do you got going on? Sell yourself.
Yeah, I've just been on Fightful now for a couple months. I just do the weekend stuff. So Fridays, I was really busy before on Fridays, but now I'm able to get back into it. Kate, obviously, filling in for you, not taking that every week spot, but I just do my stuff for Fightful on the weekends on Twitter, Jordon, JORDONLAW_PXP. So that's all I got. Not a whole lot.
Jordynne, thank you so much for filling in.
I had a
Guys, my name
blast.
is Cresta Star. I hang out here on Fightful. They let me do stuff. I don't know why, but I do stuff. Follow me on all 4 social media, Cresta Star, except for X, where it's Cresta the Star, like Megan the Stallion. Also, every month, we've got Resvestigations answering your questions about professional wrestling that you didn't ask. My next Resvestigation coming up this month for the month of January is going to be called Who the Fuck is Mark? So I'll let you guys know when that drops. Support Fightful. Leave a thumbs up on this video. Write a comment at the bottom. Leave us a super chat, humper chat. Somebody will read it on the next show. And we'll see you on the next show. I'll see you tomorrow for AEW Collision.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, y'all.